How do you end suffering in your life? Like, how do you stop finding yourself in cycles that breed um, despair and discontentment and pain? Well, you become radically honest with yourself. Radical honesty is the bold and often uncomfortable practice of telling an unfiltered truth to yourself. To yourself first. This means you are telling the truth about your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your motives without deception, without distorting them, without pretending to be something that you're not, someone that you're not, without pretending to have things that you don't have. You become radically honest and own your story, the story of who you are and what it took to make you and how you came about and how you grew up. You have those conversations with and within yourself, and you are radically honest. Radical honesty doesn't just mean you're not lying. It means that you're able to express yourself fully, honestly, whether it looks messy or it is painful or it feels shameful in that moment. You are able to own your inner experience without putting up a front of being polite or nice or wearing any societal mask. Radical honesty is about choosing truth over comfort, growth over approval. It is about choosing reality over the illusions. The moment you are able to really own your inner experience and live in your truth and live your truth out loud, and this doesn't mean you now go and shout it at the top of the mountain so the whole world hears. No, it just means you're operating from that place of truth always giving yourself time, always giving yourself time to reflect and introspect on certain moral beliefs and values you hold, the way you move or think about life, the way you navigate relationships of every kind. The moment you do that, that's when you're free. And I truly believe that if people embraced radical honesty in all aspects of their lives, we would progress so much quicker and much further as the human collective. A lot of people are walking around with repressed feelings of shame, fear, guilt. And we see these playing out and bleeding into our relationships, bleeding into how we show up in the world as individuals. But if we were to be a lot more honest, even in just our friendship circles, then we would allow ourselves that emotional release. And the moment you're able to achieve emotional release, you're able to gain clarity. Clarity brings healing. Healing and moving from a place of healing, operating from a place of healing, is a lot more fulfilling than putting on a mask and pretending like everything is okay. If we as people embrace radical honesty in our relationships, we would achieve more deeper, meaningful relationships than we currently have. We wouldn't think of people as disposable just because we have access to these devices that give us access to people across the world. No, people are not disposable. And relationships are not about performance. Relationships are about growth, evolution of the soul. They're about relatability, not impressing. They are about having someone witness you live your human experience in the most authentic way possible. Having them witness your journey. Having them call you out and hold you accountable where necessary. And not despising them for doing so. Because you understand that them doing so helps you to grow. It helps you unleash the potential that is hidden within you or it's laying dormant within you. If we really cultivated more authentic relationships, we would realize that when you and another person don't agree, it doesn't have to lead to conflict. Through communication, it can actually lead to you guys growing together, evolving together, taking hold of new narratives and letting go of limiting beliefs or limiting narratives or false narratives that no longer serve you. It would help you evolve much quicker. It would help you self-actualize much faster. Because people are mirrors, and if you had a mirror, which is what happens in romantic relationships more especially, the person becomes a mirror and you don't like what you see, but you think it's about them. You make it about them. You project your inadequacies onto them and you blame them for your inadequacies. And that's false. That's still flawed. That's a flawed way of viewing people, of viewing things, of viewing life. However, if we as the human collective decided or determined to embrace radical honesty systemically as well as practiced it in general, we would very easily weed out things like corruption and incompetence. Our leaders would own up to their incompetence. We wouldn't be hailing toxic cultures just for the purpose of furthering specific agendas that people have or certain groups hold. Children would grow up in homes where truth is embraced, is advocated for, and not punished. They would know what it truly feels like to be seen, to have someone hold space for you, because we are all doing that. We all have to have those people holding space for us. And the moment that they would realize that it is okay to live their truth, it would be easier for us, even as their parents, to correct them. It would be easier for us to not just discipline in the form of corporal punishment, but to rather have honest and open conversations with them, without needing to make them feel small, because it makes us feel bigger, because it makes us feel like we're in control. No one is in control. No one owns anyone, not even parents and their children. We are all here. Every soul is here to express a unique aspect of divine consciousness. And our responsibility as a community is to help each other do that in the most effective and efficient way possible. And radical honesty allows for that. It makes room for authentic connections. It makes room for progressive growth as a collective. We wouldn't have jealousy, we wouldn't have envy, we wouldn't have people competing against other people because of what they have or what they aspire to have and accomplish. No, because we would all realize that just because that person has something doesn't mean I don't have anything. It doesn't mean I need that. It doesn't mean I need to take it from them. We would have inner peace knowing that we are all here for a unique purpose. And if we walked in that purpose, you would be so content. If you chose today to be authentic, figure out what that means for you first, and live from that place of authenticity. Embrace your own radical truth and story. You would find so much power from it that you wouldn't have time to envy another person's path. You don't know what it took them to acquire the things that they have that you so envy. You don't know what prices they had to pay, because everything has a cost. Everything comes at a cost, right? Whether it's a physical cost, materialistic cost, emotional, psychological, spiritual, everything comes at a cost. And so if you embraced radical honesty, you would have inner peace and be able to self-actualize. And if you actually focused on self-actualization, you would be able to accept yourself fully as you are, flaws and all, and work through them, grow through them, overcome, and help others do the same. But instead, in our society, we've bred a culture that, or we've perpetuated a culture where radical honesty is punished. The moment you're a radically honest person, you get outcasted. You get rejected, you lose your job, you lose your family, you lose friends. But radical honesty is precisely what you need in suffering. And this doesn't mean you have to now go recruit people to agree with you. No, you can end suffering in your own life just by adopting a posture of being radically honest with yourself. I speak from experience.